I'm Anthony Socrates, here with W&J golf coach Matthew Kluck. Coach, thank you for sitting down and giving us some insight about your team.
It's a pleasure to be here, Anthony, to talk with you about the golf teams. We've got some really good prospects in the spring this year.
As the newly appointed head coach, how has it been meeting all your players and getting acquainted to their style of play?
It's been fantastic. These young student athletes that I'm involved with, especially since we're talking about the women's team, have been very outgoing, very understanding. They've welcomed me as their new coach. They're a tremendous group of young ladies, and it's been a pleasure to coach them thus far. I really have great expectations for them now and into the future, as well as Washington Jefferson's program. The alumni that I've spoken to, the staff, the faculty, and the students surrounding the campus, this is one of the best organizations I've ever been associated with.
Last year's team concluded the PAC Fall Championships with a 61-stroke lead. What does that do for your team's confidence going forward?
Well, I think it makes them extremely confident. They know they can beat every team in the field. We also have individuals that are working hard in the off season to improve their games. So a couple of the young women on the team are right up there in the hunt for the conference Player of the Year award. So I expect them to take only good things away from it. One of the things that I as a coach have to watch out for is a little bit of complacency, because a 61-shot lead, as much as I don't think it's going to go away, you never know in golf. It's not over until the last putt's holed.
How do you go about scheduling the spring season knowing that you have such a substantial lead in the fall championship heading into hopefully a second straight NCAA Division III golf championship?
Well, that's a good question, Anthony, mainly because of the fact that I want to make the team peak at the right time. I don't want them being worn out by the time we get to the conference championships, and I definitely want them to get ahead on their studies. So I sort of front-ended the spring schedule. The student athlete, which Washington Jefferson puts a big emphasis on student, you have to be very conscious of when you schedule. So most of our tournaments are on weekends. We travel on a week, a Friday or a Monday or whatever, come back out late on a Sunday. And one of the things that I find with the women, they're very, very conscious about their studying. And so they'll probably study on the vans on the way up to tournaments and, of course, on the way back. We have a really good team. We have a wonderful mix of golfers. The Suter sisters, Marissa and Jocelyn, they're 1-2 on the team after the fall conference championships. Making sure that they're ready to play in the PACs and then getting them ready to play in hopefully the NCAA championships. They're going to have time in between, because I gave them my word that I would go with them to every single tournament they play in. I did the same thing for the men's team. I think as a team we should be there, and the head coach should be there as well. That hasn't always happened in the past. So I'm dedicating my time equally to the men's and the women's programs, and as a result, I think we're going to get some very good reactions from the young women. And 61-shot lead, things can happen. Other teams can get transfers. In Division III, you can get a transfer in the winter time. All of a sudden, they get a star-studded lineup. We better be ready. So I'm looking forward to pacing them, getting them ready, and then we have a couple of weeks before the NCAAs, and we'll be preparing as they get their studies out of the way.
Aside from the Suter sisters, who are some other players that you could see coming to the forefront this season?
Well, I definitely see improvement this spring over last fall out of Caitlin Vogel, Ali Vargo, and also Michelle Klein. And Mae Palmieri and Kyla McKenna are working really hard on improving their games as well. So you never know when you're going to get good in golf. The one thing that's really kind of fun about watching them improve is how they are improving. And each one of them has a different learning style. And I think that we're going to see some significant contributions from them. I'm going to see much lower scores from them than we saw in the spring conference championship. So even if the other team does bring in some other recruits that might be able to contribute to their success, I think our success is going to be there through their improvement. So we'll more than offset their gains with our gains.
Coach, thank you for sitting down with us today, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much for having me, Anthony, and I really appreciate the Sports Information Office taking the time to have me in and talk about the golf teams here at Washington Jefferson.